the city of the sun. You could have stayed, it's only over when the day is done. I never knew you was a runner, yeah. I mistook you for a son. It don't matter what we think when it's all over. 'Cause this is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah. This is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah.
Archie, is it fun?
Fun.
Fun.
After me. Ready? Happy?
Happy.
New?
New?
New.
Was wrong to say I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause in the story of our lives, the best of times through colored glass, time moves on enough to let me move on past, but every little now and then it creeps on back to shape my smile.
Today is January 12th, 2025. It is 5:45 a.m. This is video number 2. In this video, I'm going to focus on some tweets that I have left, and I believe some of them are articles and reporting about Harry and Meghan's volunteering regarding the California fire. So different articles, but focusing on the California fire. All right, so this is the background. 4,095 subscribers. So I don't think there's any. As a matter of fact, I think I lost one, so I don't know. Estimate revenue, $118.31. Analytics. Okay, but here, 2,261 views in the last 48 hours. Okay, so let's go on Twitter. I believe this is the first one. Let's pause. So this is a reporting from CBS News in the US. Prince Harry and his wife Meghan Markle, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, visit the Pasadena Convention Center on Friday, where evacuees of the Eaton fire are sheltering. Celebrity chef Jose Andres of Royal Central Kitchen and Roy Choi were also on hand serving meals. Okay, 34 seconds. Screenshot. I was watching this video and another video that I did, and someone pointed out in the comment section that Chef Jose was joking around about the curtsy kind of thing. after we finish watch it, I'll rewind it slightly to show you that part. Okay, it's almost done. Okay, the mayor of that area had explained that Harry and Meghan had volunteered twice. They came the first time where they were helping and things like that. And I believe the second time they went to speak with some families and things like that. So I think this is the second part where they visit some people who have been affected by the fire. Okay, but let me fast forward a little bit where Chef Jose was joking a little bit. I watched that video several times. I only noticed it until I read the question. I think it's somewhere around here. Let me move it slightly, but it's right here, okay? I'm moving it back. Right when he left Meghan's arm. Meghan. There. Just joking. Okay, so that's that. Let's read some of the comment. This doesn't look like the activity of people who just wanted their privacy. There's my comment here 2 hours ago. Let me increase. Yeah, the thing keeps on reducing. All right, so this person wrote, this doesn't look like the activity of people who just wanted their privacy. And there's me responding here. Who spoke about privacy? I've never heard them said such. Okay, I was running out of character. Let me pause. Okay, I never heard them say such. I think they wanted boundary. Don't intrude in their private life without them inviting you. I think you should have a word with Piers Morgan about your understanding of boundary. All right, so there's this part here I took from a video 2020. Piers Morgan now seems to have selective developed a memory loss about Meghan Markle's nationality after rudely telling her on national television to go back to America, where she's from. She's home now. She's American. Okay, so let's listen. It's 27 seconds screenshot. So far, wow, one person like it, one retweet. I'll go in one comment. Let's listen.
You're public people, all of you. In that moment, you're public people. Stop your squealing about privacy. We don't want to hear it. If you want to be private, go back to America and live privately. It's pretty straightforward.
You don't have to go back to America, by the way.
She does. She's American.
You don't have to go back.
She doesn't want to be.
She's married an Englishman.
She doesn't want to be a
wants to
British
live
public
here.
figure in the royal family. Go back to America. It's a joke. You're public people.
Taking people's life as a joke. All right, so there's one comment. Oh, so that was me who responded that here about the Oprah interview. Video, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, tell Oprah Winfrey that the idea that she and Prince Harry left official royal life for privacy is a false narrative created by the press. Okay, now, okay, after the Oprah interview, we know everything that, well, at least for me, I understand what went behind the scene. They pushed them out. The brother pushed him out. The brother pushed Harry and Meghan out. And then what they probably, I don't know what the hell they were thinking for bashing her nonstop, and then they're pushing them out. What the hell did they expect? And then with the review, with the lawsuit, well, it's not lawsuit, where Harry wanted a judge to review the process of things that was going on. And then through that, through court documents, we find out that the brother pushed him out. Meanwhile, they create the Syndrome Summit to create a facade, a narrative for the public to believe that they were doing everything, they meaning the royal family, were doing everything at their capacity to make Harry stay.
Began to address Granny about the 5 options. Your Majesty, you've seen the 5 options? Yes, she said. We all had. They'd been emailed to us. 5 different ways of proceeding. Option 1 was continuance of the status quo. Meg and I don't leave. Everyone tries to go back to normal. Option 5 was full severance. No royal role, no working for Granny, and total loss of security. Option 3 was somewhere in between. A compromise, closest to what we'd originally proposed. I told everyone assembled that, above all, I was desperate to keep security. That was what worried me most, my family's physical safety. I wanted to prevent a repeat of history, another untimely death like the one that had rocked this family to its core 23 years earlier, and from which we were still trying to recover. I'd consulted with several palace veterans, people who knew the inner workings of the monarchy and its history, and they all said option 3 was best for all parties. Meg and I living elsewhere part of the year, continuing our work, retaining security, returning to Britain for charities, ceremonies, events. Sensible solution, these palace veterans said, and eminently doable. But the family, of course, pushed me to take option 1. Barring that, they would only accept option 5. We discussed the 5 options for nearly an hour. At last, the B got up and went round the table, handing out a draft of a statement the palace would soon be releasing, announcing implementation of option 5. Wait, I'm confused. You've already drafted a statement? Before any discussion? Announcing option 5? In other words, the fix was in this whole time? This summit was just for show? No answer.
This is the facade of things. They were pretending as if they were fighting hard with Harry. You must stay with us. You must stay and work, help the institution, help the crown and all of that. But meanwhile, they tell their dogs to bark.
If you want to be private, go back to America and live privately. It's pretty straightforward.
They tell their dogs to bark.
You heard from anyone in the palace thanking you for the, serious defense of them?
I've had some messages communicated to me on behalf of several members of the royal family.
On national television, push her out, assassinate her character, go on newspapers, say all false narrative about her. Meanwhile, they pretend to the public they want to keep Harry. But meanwhile, they were pushing. There's one video where I explained it was 3 and 1 that was happening. I think I wrote it somewhere. I'll show you on the screen. Okay, where one, they create the facade for the public to buy. And then the second one where they're pushing, stirring the pot. I think that's what I call it. Stirring the pot. Okay. Where is it? The facade for the people to believe one thing, as if they're working so hard to keep them. And then the second part was stirring the pot, create unnecessary burden for Harry and Meghan. Okay? Harass them, do all sort of stuff. Tell on national television, on papers, you name it, mainstream media, social media, say all sort of negative thing about them. And then, meanwhile, what they really wanted was for Harry and Meghan to be out. Okay? So they were doing 3 things all at the same time. Okay, so there's Meghan explaining to Oprah, it's a false narrative. She never said such thing. Okay, but she want her boundaries. Okay, if she share one thing with you, that doesn't mean you could have everything. All right, so let's listen to the Oprah interview. It's 1 minute and 24 seconds.
That shouldn't you have an expectation that you're going to have to lose privacy?
Well, it's 2 things here.
That's part of the deal.
2 things here. I think everyone has a basic right to privacy. Basic, right? Mm-hmm. And we're not talking about anything that anybody else wouldn't expect. So if you're at work and you have a photograph of your child on your desk and your coworker says, "Oh my gosh, your kid's so cute, that's fantastic. Can I see your phone so I can see all the pictures of your child?" You go, "Well, no, this is the picture I'm comfortable sharing with you." And then if they double down and say, "No, but you already showed me that one, so you have to show me everything." You know what? I'm just going to hire someone to sit in front of your house or hide in the bushes and take pictures into your backyard because you've lost your right to privacy because you shared one image with me. Mm-hmm. That's sort of the flawed argument and its operating mechanism that they're confusing people to think. I think life is about being able to share our stories and share parts of our lives that you're comfortable with. There's no one who's on Instagram or social media that would say, because I shared this one picture, that entitles you to have my entire camera roll. Go ahead, look through it. No one would want that. So it's about boundaries and it's about respect. They've created a false narrative. I've never talked about privacy. Mm-hmm. I think that's just a basic understanding.
Okay, so there she is responding. So there's me here again. Let's pause this. Okay, I thought they didn't want to be in the spotlight and wanted their privacy, just photo apps. And there's me putting this again. You thought wrong here, pointing down here to the video, same video as up there, where she explained very clearly what she wanted, boundary and respect. It's the UK that claimed what you said, not her. All right, so there's that. All right, so let's move on. Now, I think this is from BlSk. My goodness, this is crazy. Prince Harry and his wife Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, visit Pasadena Convention Center on Friday, where evacuees of the Eaton fire are sheltering. I feel like I'm reading the same thing. Is it the same caption? Okay. Celebrity chef Jose Andres of Well Central Kitchen and Roy Choi were also on hand serving meals. I think it's the same caption as the one that was on CBS. Okay. So let's look at some images. I don't know. I said it on my last video. Every time I see this picture of them walking, I'm thinking of Meghan with that little girl and Colombia. Almost the same sort of walk. I don't know why. So there's that. Did I cover this already? There's that. And there's this. I don't think there's any comments. So there's no comment on BlSk. Let's go to the next tweet, and I believe it's on BlSk as well. Okay, let's pause. It's 23 seconds. Hundreds of Mexican firefighters have arrived in Southern California to help combat the wildfires. Thank you, Mexico. Okay, so it's 23 seconds. I'm sorry, screenshot, even though it's that small of a video clip. So there's a music, I'm probably gonna mute it. So there's a music behind it so I don't get copyright. Okay, so there's some comments here. Let's pause this. Okay, somewhere in rural Iowa are two guys sitting at a bar at 8 a.m. crying, "They're taking our jobs." They're taking jobs, the way he's pronounced it here. What Trump and his supporters don't seem to get is that it takes a global community to coexist on planet Earth. Very magnanimous of Mexico and Canada to help us. Precisely, California. Okay, almost like they are good neighbors or something. Thank you, Mexico, for standing up and helping us out. We're sorry for what's to come with the new administration. You don't deserve what's coming. Unfortunately, some Americans don't want to be diverse or inclusive or care about others. They take the word of a felon. Okay, please, whatever you do, don't interact with the MAGA replying here. He's no patriot. He's just a weasel. It's not worth your time. Okay, so let's leave that alone. The main thing here is the video. Okay, Mexico sending firefighters to help. And we know the unnecessary, I don't know, chaos that Trump is trying to create. We know about that. I just don't understand. These people have everything already. They already laid the law for their own benefit. Look at this guy. Everybody else, some lawyers lose their licenses, punishment here and there and things like that. Nope, he's out of jail. So baggage for God. We know the situation. I don't know why he's creating friction. I sort of understand. I know, but I don't want to go too deep into it. With Canada, Mexico, what is it? The Panama and all of that. Okay, so let's leave that alone. That's a different story, a different topic. Next tweet. They want everything, they're gonna lose everything. Next tweet. Not India, also talking about their human generosity. Okay, India today, any date? I don't see any date. Okay, Prince Harry, Meghan Markle open up their home to friends forced to flee LA fires. So that's probably sometime this weekend. Harry and Meghan's foundation is supporting mental health recovery and fire relief efforts through donation and partnerships with organizations like one providing essentials and connecting resources for long-term recovery. Okay, India had never forgotten Meghan Markle. Okay, I think that was before they married. I think I did a video about that on our Port of View service. There's that. Okay. And that's it. There's no more comment. Just this one saying 100, 100, 100. Next tweet. Now this has to do with People magazine. I'm not sure if I'm going to read the article, but there will be some links in the description for you guys. let me pause this. I'm not gonna play this video again because I've shared it so many times already. People magazine. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry visit Eaton fire victim distributing food and supplies. Let me click on it to get the link. Okay, so I've shared so many videos already, okay, with regarding this topic. Let's see. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are doing their part to help those impacted by the deadly fire in Southern California. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex, who live about 9 miles north of the LA area, visit the World Central Kitchen in Pasadena, California, to help distribute food and supplies to victims of the Eaton fire on Friday, January 10th. People understands that. Oh, what the fuck? Okay. People understands that they focus on discreetly supporting wildfire relief efforts, witnessing both harrowing stories and strong community spirit. They donate essential supplies, serve meals with World Central Kitchen, and connected with affected families and elderly individuals. Alongside Jennifer Cedo Newsom, that's the Governor Newsom wife, First Lady of California, okay, California's first partner, and Pasadena Mayor Victor Gordo. They thanked first responders, including LA County firefighters and police. Later, they met with World Central Kitchen and founder Jose Andres at the food station to praise relief teams. Through their Archwell Foundation, they also contribute monetary donation and plan to continue supporting recovery and effort with future visits. Okay, page published by local news outlet Fox 11. The pair were joined by Andre and were seen conversing with Gordo and fellow volunteers. Quote, "It's great people, great personalities, and great heart for them to come out here and meet with the first responders, meet with the four who were affected," Gordo told the news station. It's very important. Okay, so there's more. Okay, the link will be in the description. I was looking at the link. It's very long. I may not put the link because it's going to take too much character space on the description. What I'll do, I'll just put the title. You could always search for the title and it will come up. Okay? And I was looking at some of the comments below. Okay, so there's that here. "Thank you, Harry and Meghan and Archwell, for donating your time and home to help out others. You are always a self-so and always think of others. Yes, Diana will be extremely proud. It doesn't matter if you're royal or not. They are human. Let's pray for family unity." So nice to finally read positive and appreciate comments about Harry and Meghan. I would love to meet them. Good for them pitching and meet this. Diana will be proud. What a nice, kind comment. Okay, so that's that. Let's go back on X. Okay, I've shared this video so many times. They made reference to it in the article. Oh my goodness, what a pair of, oh my God, these people. You know, the fact that Harry and Meghan donate their time, they do their thing. There's 5 comments under it. Let's see here. Okay, so there's all of that. My ride or die royals, go check on the useless one in the UK. Always the people hating or doing zip. They are helping others. What are you doing? Some do good, and then others like you just, there's the word here, but you haven't done anything. Would you rather they did nothing like you? All right, so let's black this one. Okay, so with that being said, let's leave it alone. Let's move to the next one because I have more to share with you. I probably will put this, maybe on Happy Team Sussex. Next tweet. Now, this article, I believe I shared it on my community board. It's regarding Forbes magazine. Sharing my Forbes piece on Meghan Markle offers US 5 life lessons and success, resilience, and grace. Okay, let's go into that. The link will be in the description. Meghan Markle offers, okay, I just read the title a few minutes ago. Oh my God, I can't even see the thing. All right, let's clear off some stuff. Okay. Duchess Meghan Markle of Sussex is back with a new lifestyle series on Netflix, and social media proves once again how divided sentiments are when it comes to the Sussex royal brand. The new year, remember, the noise, the negative noises that we are hearing on social media about, let's say, anything that should be seen as good, like Harry and Meghan doing their thing, you're hearing the noise of negativity. They cloud all sort of mainstream media to say negativity. Even though I have read on this video like CBS, who's showing what they were actually doing. Okay? It's a few group that's making all of those noises. What happened to Canada with the Prime Minister? It's a few group that's making the noise. What happened to Biden? It's a few group that's making the noise. Okay? So anything good that is happening, those same group go behind their computer making noise because they capture all form of communication to make it seem like there's a lot of people talking about it. When you look at, if you talk to random people of what happened with the election in 2024 with Trump, majority of people can believe this is the person that is elected. So which means it's the same type of thing. A few group that did, and there's other thing that I suspect as well, allegedly. But hey, if what do you call this? If the government, the FBI didn't find, let me just leave it as that. Put myself in my bubble and move forward, because after this I just don't see us getting out of the situation that we are in, because the machine have been tapped and they had warned the government. I don't know what they did about that, but let me just leave it as that. But it's a few that's creating the noise. Okay? Or it could be also, you know, some that step down could be part of the problem as well, part of the plan. Shift the way our lives move forward. For me, I'm just gonna say baggage for God. Okay? But let's continue with this different topic. Alright, where was I here? The new year is off to a challenging start with the domestic terrorism attack in New Orleans, a bomb explosion in a Tulsa at a Trump property, the passing of 39th President Jimmy Carter has also cast a shadow on the start of this new year. As we leave 2024 behind and enter into this new season, we could all use an extra dose of grace, good cooking, laughter, joy, and good manners. And Netflix, as ever, does not disappoint. Enter the Duchess of Sussex, also known formerly as Princess Henry Wells, wife of the fifth in line to the British throne, Prince Harry, now the Duke of Sussex. The Duchess has been the subject of much public and media scorn in the UK, made her social media public on New Year's Day, which black and white video shot other than Prince Harry himself. I, for one, believe that there are lessons to be learned from her 7-year hiatus from social media, as well as her triumphant return to Instagram and to Netflix, with a new series that reminds her fans of her former lifestyle blog, The Tig. Meghan's rise as a successful millennial biracial woman turned actress and media power broker since she was a star on the hit TV series Suits, and of course, once she began dating and ultimately married Prince baby boy, Prince Harry. Like many women of color, I am proud of her global impact and celebrity, but I am deeply disappointed with how she has been treated by the royal family and the British media. Not to mention the horrible comment and smear level against Markle daily on social media. It has been non-stop since she married Prince Harry in 2018. From my understanding, it seems like even before she married. But what happened was that the royal family was hiding behind the media. Okay? Meanwhile, they were stirring the pot. All right? The three things that they were doing, like I said at the beginning of this video. I don't know if I'm going to separate this video into different parts, but I said it. I'll put the things that I said on the screen. Let's continue. Although I am more a decade Markle senior, I have learned a lot from her on how to handle your business rival, personal detractor, and yes, even the downright haters too. Markle seems to have found the formula to above the bitterness and attacks on her family, even from within her own family, her father and half-sister, to name a few, and I won't even get into how awful the royal family has been. By herself with a close circle of friends, supporters, her children, her mom, and Harry, she knows what matters and what doesn't. I remember when I first started, doing videos about Harry and Meghan. This I'll never forget. I was camping, and I remember it probably was around 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. Everybody was sleeping in the tent, and I got out because my mind was, I was thinking about the things that I was seeing. I think it probably was a little bit after was that the Omid Scobie book came out, not the End Game, the one before that. And I was thinking about it, and I said, a lot of people, young people in particular, young girls, could learn a lot from Meghan and things that she went through. I think there's a video that I think I remember the thumbnails of it, where there's this woman who's pulling like a veil where it's dark, and then you're seeing the sunshine and blue sky coming or something like that. I think that was the one that I put as the thumbnails. For new subscribers on PYTE, go check it out. I said that was very early on, but let's continue. She turns out the noise around her and focuses instead on the vision within her. She is truly a remarkable woman with so much good ahead of her. We need to keep on praying for her protection and well-being, and for her to continue doing what she's doing. Here are 5 life lessons, grace, power, and resilience that I think we can all take a heart to again as we see 25 and beyond. 1. Practice the power of pause. Make 7 years social media hiatus from Instagram. She backed up to catch her breath, regain her perspective, and get on firm footing with her family and finances. 2. Move in secret, launch in public. Never let people know what you are up to until you are finished with the vision and the planning in secret. Then and only then do you let people see the finished product or watch you celebrate the win. And if people know what she's doing, we know the capacity of the royal family to sabotage her. Okay, go behind her back. Look, there's one video I did recently about allegedly, it seems like the royal family went tried to talk to CEO of Netflix to drop her. I mean, these people have nothing positive to offer in society at all. She's there trying to move on with her life, leave them alone, but yet they're going after her, instigating, undermine, undercut, okay, her foundation. So she has nothing solid to stand on. These people are evil. Okay, with the power, the first one, practice the power of pause, is to regain, understand, step back a little bit, watch everything that had happened to you. Why did it happen? How did it happen? And all of that. She might know already, but she needs to pause and look at it from a different perspective. And then gather herself and say, how can I crumble all of this negativity and then turn it into a positive, like push it right back. Okay? Use that to fuel your inner being to push it back into a positive energy. Okay, so that's what they did to her. All negativity and all of that. She almost took her life. And then they joke about it when she talked. Oh my God, these people are freaking evil. But anyway, 3rd one, regain your strength. Lean into love and healing. Meghan and Harry left a very toxic environment in the UK. And this is why I'm like, I don't know how Harry was able to become the man that he is. Because over there is toxic. Everything that is good, those people make it look bad. This is pure, nothing but pure evil. And Harry know that because he have said it. Because of the work that he's been doing, he can be surrounded by negativity sometimes.
Without, I mean, I've been a pessimist many times because of the work that we end up doing. You can be surrounded by negativity sometimes.
These are the negativity he's been talking about. Harry literally was telling us things in different interviews. We just never really understand it until now. Because the Obama Foundation interview that he did with Melody Hobson, I think it was, when did he do it? Maybe in 2016 or even before that. Let me look. Okay, it doesn't say directly, but there's here a Facebook from Obama Foundation 7 years ago. And there's other people putting 7 years ago. Okay, so around 7 years ago, 2018 or so. Okay. Or maybe 2070, Prince Harry calls Princess Diana his real. Okay, so maybe that's something else. night of the Obama's inaugural summit in Chicago. I don't know, but it's saying 7 years ago, Obama Foundation. So around 7 years ago. So that's when he did that. So yeah, Harry have noticed the people that he was in are very negative. So he knows when he's doing something good, he know how to mentally prepare for it. Even his brother, when he told his brother about the Invictus, okay? Because Harry had gone to the, oh my God, what is it? The CEOs or something like that. He was upset about that. So Harry knows.
First step would be pitching the Royal Foundation board, which oversaw my charitable projects and Willie's and Kate's. It was our foundation, so I told myself, no problem. Also, the calendar was on my side. This was early summer 2013. Willie and Kate, weeks from having their first child, were going to be out of commission for a while. The foundation, therefore, didn't have any projects in the pipeline. Its roughly £7 million was just sitting there, doing nothing. And if these international warrior games worked, they'd enhance the foundation's profile, which would energize donors and replenish the foundation's accounts many times over. There'd be that much more to go around when Willie and Kate came back full-time, so I was feeling supremely confident in the days leading up to my pitch. But when the actual day came, not so much. I realized how badly I wanted this for the soldiers and their families, and if I'm being honest, for myself. And this sudden attack of nerves kept me from being at my best. Still, I got through it, and the board said yes. Thrilled, I reached out to Willie, expecting him to be thrilled as well. He was sorely irritated. He wished I'd run all this by him first. My assumption, I said, was that other people had done so. He complained that I'd be using up all the funds in the Royal Foundation. That's absurd, I spluttered. I was told only a £500,000 grant would be needed to get the games going, a fraction of the foundation's money. Besides, it was coming from the Endeavour Fund, an arm of the foundation I'd created specifically for veterans recovery. The rest would come from donors and sponsors. What was going on here, I wondered. Then I realized, my God, sibling rivalry. I put a hand over my eyes. Had we not got past this yet? The whole heir versus spare thing? Wasn't it a bit late in the day for that tired childhood dynamic? But even if it wasn't, even if Willie insisted on being competitive, on turning our brotherhood into some kind of private Olympiad, hadn't he built up an insurmountable lead? He was married, with a baby on the way, while I was eating takeaway alone over the sink. Pa's sink. I still lived with Pa. Game over, man. You win.
Without credit, I mean, I've been a pessimist many times because of the work that we end up doing. You can be surrounded by negativity sometimes.
How to deal with these people. And I just don't know how he was able to get out the way that he is, head on his shoulders, and understand the problem at hand and focus on that. But let's continue. Meghan and Harry left a very toxic environment in the UK. The move where they had support and great opportunity in the US, and they learned into one another despite the uproar, attacks, and barbs thrown against them. There's the part in his engagement interview where he said something like, they're a fantastic team. He knows that they are a fantastic team. So
I know the fact that she'll be really unbelievably good at the job part of it as well. Is obviously a huge relief to me because she'll be able to deal with everything else that comes with it. But no, we're a fantastic team. We know we are. And
there are little talks here and there prior to getting married that they did, because he had said also at the engagement where after all, the fun stuff, get to know her and all of that, once he was ready to marry her, and he was like, he had to get frank with her. This is a big job. This is a big deal. So he had to do the serious talk now. Now that they both wow each other and the loving aspect of things, but the serious part about what's really matter if you get involved with them, he had that talk with Meghan.
Do you have that sense of responsibility, Prince Harry, for what you're asking Meghan to do?
of course, that sense of responsibility was essentially from day one, or maybe a couple of months in, when I suddenly realised actually this is, I feel
I know that I'm in love with this girl, and I hope that she's in love with me. But we still had to sit down on the sofa, and I still had to have some pretty, frank conversations with her to say, look, what you're letting yourself in for is, it's a big deal, and it's, it's not, it's not easy for anybody. But I know that, at the end of the day, she chooses me, and I choose her, and therefore, whatever we have to tackle together or individually will always be us together as a team. So, I think she's capable.
So
of,
nicely said, isn't it?
I don't know. She's capable of anything. And together, as I said, there's a hell of a lot of stuff and work that needs doing. At the moment, for us, it's going to be making sure that our relationship is always put first. But no, look, both of us have passions for wanting to make change for good, and with lots of young people running around the Commonwealth, that's where we're going to spend most of our time, hopefully.
And it was really one of the first things we connected on. It was one of the first things we started talking about when we met, was just the different things that we wanted to do in the world and how passionate we were about seeing change. I think that was, that's what got date 2 in the books, probably.
Plenty to talk about.
Okay? And then we could see how that developed as a couple, or married couple. Okay, so if they did not have that talk prior, and knowing where their focus would be once they get married, if they didn't have that talk, what the institution was trying to do to pull them apart would have worked. It would have worked if they did not have that firm, serious talk. But remember, Meghan have been doing a lot of this stuff prior to meeting Harry. So by having that talk, they know this was their goal, their objective, and the family aspect, who knows what other real topic that they spoke about. Like, for instance, when Harry spoke to her in a way that she didn't approve, she let him know as well. So all of this, the family aspect, I guess they did talk about it. Because Meghan said, if you want to raise a family with me, that kind of attitude, I do not want it. Okay.
Well, there's an incident in the book where you kind of lose it. I think you lose your temper, and she says to you, you can't do that with me.
Mm-hmm.
I will not be with a person who does that.
Mm-hmm.
I will not have children with a person who does that.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have to figure out what's going on inside yourself. And my wife, bless her soul, has always challenged me she wouldn't put up with anything less than my true self.
Mm-hmm.
And what a gift.
Mm-hmm.
And so relationships, but not just with spouses, but also with people who see you and accept you, such an important part of healing, I think.
And I needed that.
Yeah.
I really needed that. I needed that pushback. I needed that moment of, again, scared of losing her. And it was a real moment because of the question that she asked.
Yeah.
She said, is it because that was how you were brought up, or that you've experienced or seen or heard, other people within your life speak to women like that? And it was like a light bulb moment. It was like, wow.
Yeah.
That's where it comes from. Not an excuse.
No.
Just
an
understanding of how these things manifest themselves, and how we are so much a product of our own upbringing.
Okay, so all of these little things pop up here, where after the lovey-dovey, the bubbly things, wow each other had happened. Now, when you're living with somebody, you see their true selves, and things started popping up. The moment one of those things that popped up that was not aligned with your ways, with her ways, Meghan's ways, she quickly let him know. And probably vice versa as well. Okay, so they both will know what they like and what they don't like, so they don't do it with each other. So all of that was established from the beginning. So when the royal family, the rest of the mouthpieces were trying to pull them apart, their foundation was already solid. They knew what they were all about from the beginning. Okay, so that's that. And they lean into one another despite the uproar, attacks, and barbs thrown against them. Okay, so that's their solid foundation. Okay, do not dim your light. Meghan knows full well her power. She also knows that she is a lightning rod for haters and people who wants to pit her against Princess Catherine of Wales. And yet, She does not shrink from telling her truth, brand, and gleefully spreading her light around the globe. Princess Diana will be proud. Okay, there was something I was thinking here. Meghan knows her full well her power. This is one of the things I sometimes said when I'm hearing, when the discussion of, William kicking Harry out. It's a fact, okay? William kicked him out. You could look at court documents. Okay, this is why there was that review after they took his security. Harry wanted to make sure a second set of eyes knew what the institution was trying to do while they're portraying to the public they're trying to keep him. Okay, it's almost like when Princess Diana, they're pulling and there's the pushing. This is exactly what was happening. Okay?
There's people pushing and there are people pulling, all in the same direction.
So when this type of topic come up, this is what I always say. William and Kate know exactly what they can and cannot do. When Harry was there, they knew what was happening. They knew it was Harry who was doing the work. So why will they push him out knowing the fact that Harry was the foundation of their success? This I will never understand. Why they felt they needed the spotlight because Harry was there, and now bringing Meghan bring a global scale of spotlight onto them for good, positive thing, the thing that they're craving for, but yet they push them out. Or perhaps, maybe I probably get it wrong. I probably was wrong all along. Maybe they did not want that much of a spotlight because they know they were doing crappy stuff. I don't know. Maybe all this time I've been saying all of that. Maybe I got it wrong because the spotlight would be on them. They know they cannot do it, so therefore they chase Harry out so nobody paid them attention. I don't know. Because I don't know, these people are crazy, so I'll probably twist myself in a pretzel. Whatever it may be, but they know what they could do and what they cannot do. If they had a foundation talk with Harry and Meghan, plus Meghan had already told them she does not need to be in the front, in the spotlight. She doesn't mind being in the background to deal with the important issue.
Touched on it before. You have, it's well known, you've championed the empowerment of women and young girls and promoting their self-worth. How do you hope to continue that work with the Royal Foundation?
Yes, I mean, I think that knowing that I've just been here for 3 months, right? And in that amount of time, but with that said, for me, it's very important to, once you hit the ground running, even if you're doing it quietly behind the scenes, which is what I've focused my energy on thus far, is meeting with the right people, meeting with the right organizations behind the scenes quietly, learning as much as I can so that I can maximize the opportunity we have here to really make an impact.
Deal with the important issues so she could maximize her potential, so she could learn and maximize her potential. She told them that all on stage to the public. Did the others took advantage of that? Because Meghan have already said so. Maybe in the background when they're doing a project, let Harry and Meghan knows where you stand about certain things. Let me go cut ribbon or something. But no, instead, they'd rather be spiteful, doing all the evil doing. It's just opening people's eyes, and they don't know how to stop doing being evil to stuff.
Savage AF. Savage AF.
That's a different thing. So Meghan knows her power, her potential, and what she can do and what she cannot do, and that's what's happening here. And this is why they wanted her to be 50% less. There's one
told, been given advice that it would be best if she could be 50% less than she was.
Wow.
That was the quote. If she could be 50% less. And I remember hearing that in 2018 and said specifically to her, I don't know how you're going to survive being half of yourself.
Well, I think it's a
comment that I read. How did it go? Even at 50%, she was still better than them. And that kind of a sense. Okay, so this is the last one. 5, come back bigger than ever. And one of the things that I said about this, not even knowing all of that, and I said something, I would be very upset how the institution made her shut down her social media posts, things that she was doing that was not about acting, but they were still making her money. Okay? They made her shut down TIG, her website, and what was the other one? Her social media account. I would have been very upset, but this is where she gathered everything, the strength, okay? And God gave her something much bigger and better, which is what she has now. And she's utilizing it because anything that she wears sells out in seconds. Okay, so there's that as well. I guess that's the negotiation in some shape or form. Or maybe God saw, okay, let me test her. Okay, let me test her and see if we make her shut her thing down, how is she gonna react about it? I'm just saying, you know, I'm not God. Okay, I'm not God. And then she passed the test. She probably didn't hold it like many of us, like myself probably. I would have failed. I would have failed that test with God because I would be so upset knowing I had worked that hard to build that up. And she had a huge following. How many? 3-point-something million followers on IG. And then they made you shut it down. And then now, after leaving the institution, not only she probably have, I don't know how many subscribers or followers she had on IG right now, but eventually it will be much more than the 3 million. Because God said, okay, you passed the test. I'm going to give you a bigger space, a bigger platform, a bigger spotlight, so you could do much more. I guess that's the give and take kind of thing. Okay, so let's read. Harry and Meghan have each in their own ways taking the world by storm. Harry's book Spare broke record and publishing dating back to the publication of the King James Bible, and Meghan answered her critics and haters with equal acrimony, but light and love on the world's biggest streaming platform, Netflix. As one of my mentors told me, success is the best revenge. Okay, these 5 lessons are just a few we can glean from Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, but they are powerful real-life example of powerful 21st century women living their best lives by being true to themselves and regardless of the noise of our modern world, dare to inspire others to do the same. That's very true. Okay, so I put my 2 cents on that. I think you guys should have already read this. I shared it somewhere on my community board, either PYTE or RP Team Sussex. All right, let's see here. Keep sharing. Fantastic article. That's an ad. Love her. Sophia was an awesome article. I really enjoyed it and we recommend it to others. And she's growing as always. I can't wait to watch with love, Meghan. Actually, it's in 3 days, January 15. Right now, it is January 12. Okay, it's worthy of being reshared. It is an excellent fact-based article. A must read. Thank you. Rereading. There's the loving eye. Great article. All right, so let's go to the next one. This is about the Netflix. And then after that, I have one more and that will be it. I believe I have either the January 8th recording. I did not edit yet. So it's going to be out of sequence because I'm already numbering the... as I edit videos, I number them into whatever episode. So when you see it, I'm not sure which day is that. Either the 7th or the 8th. I don't think I recorded on the 9th. One of those. The date will say a lower date, but the numbers in terms of episode will be higher. That's because I have not edited yet. It's because of a couple things have popped up and I wanted to get you those the recent information as soon as possible. So I need to edit them as soon as possible before January 15th because that's when the Netflix debut of with Meghan will be aired, will be public. Okay, so keep that in mind when you see me say something. Today is January 7th. You're gonna say, wait a second, you did a video January 11 or 12 or something. Why are you saying January 7th? That's because I recorded it. I just not have edited. The things that I've edited are the more recent, which you have already seen. Like for instance, this one. That was yesterday. I quickly edit and put it out. Okay, so that's what I mean. So some of the dates will be out of sequence. This is one tweet. Okay, Meghan Markle, part of the 7 best show to watch next week. All right, let's see here. The 7 best shows to stream this week, television and radio. Severance to With Love, Meghan. The 7 best shows to stream this week. Ben Stiller and Adam Scott starting workplace satire. Finally Return, and the Duchess of Sussex shows off her cooking and beekeeping prowess style show. You know what they should do to keep people engaged? Because I think, what's that show? I used to watch it. It's on another streaming what's the name of it? Oh my god. It's a love story where this woman went back in time and find a love story. I forgot the name of it because I haven't been watching it. They should do it. I was making reference to Outlander on Stars. Outlander. Just like they did that. When the new season come, they don't just put all of the episode out all at once. Every week, put one out at a time. You know what that will do? Make people talk about it. The first episode, how did it go? What you saw, and then the next week or something, you pick a day that you make it public and you release the episode 2. I think that's the way they should have done it. But some people just prefer sit down the very first time and sit down and watch everything. So, hey, who am I? They know what they're doing. Because in the long run, it's going to be there for people to watch it anytime. They could then watch it anytime. But I think the very first time when they release it, it should be 1 episode per week. All right, so I read this. Okay, With Love, Meghan. With the title, I'm wondering if they thought about this, because everything that the UK say about Meghan is always negative. So when they're talking about it with the title, she is forcing them to say, With Love, Meghan. That's the way that I see it. I don't know. I would love to ask, how did she come about the title? Right, Meghan Markle, I'm probably completely off. Okay, so it's just my opinion on that one. Pretty much everything that I say on my podcast. Okay, Meghan Markle moves front and center in her new lifestyle series for a gushing glimpse of her pastel domestic perfection. It seems from cooking to gardening to beekeeping, there's almost no end to the things Markle can do. And remember what I said once when she first met Charles, okay, Harry's father. It seems like, to me, it seems like it started in a positive way. Because there's a lot of things I think Charles would have very aligned with Meghan. You know, and all of that. These are things I think Charles is very, I don't know how passionate he is about of this, but I think he would have get along with Meghan at that. But when they saw they were going in a good start, someone must have put something in Charles' head to make him go the opposite. Okay, I could be 1,000,000% wrong. I've always said this when the very first time Charles met Meghan, I think it went on a good start. They hit it off, and I think they had good conversation, and I think Charles was surprised by such conversation that he brought up, and Meghan was able to say something reasonable, intellectual, real good conversation. But because of that good start, and the man in gray suit wanted a different narrative, and then they switch it, and ever since he never come back to a good sense anymore. That's what I think. Someone must have gone in his ear to tell him, you know, to be that savage of a person, in my humble opinion. Okay. Let's see here. It seems that from cooking to gardening to baking, there's almost no end to the things Markle can do. In fact, you probably call this parade of clinking glasses and gentle snoring dogs aspirational if it wasn't underpinned by vast wealth and status, as it is almost likely serve as a TV Rorschach black test. Reviewers already established view of the woman on screen. Netflix from Wednesday, 15 January. Okay. So these are extra. I covered these already, so I don't want to go back to that. Okay, because I wanted to finish what I've had on the list for a while so I could be done. And I think that was it. Okay, Meghan said best 7 shows. That was that. What did I just do? Let me pause for a second. Okay, so that's that. There's no comment. I went to that. Let's see here. This is my last one, I think. Okay, so that was that. So that's it. Okay, so let's do a prayer. Prayer for what? Prayer for, let's do prosperity. Love. Okay, and love. See what comes up. Okay, prayers for love and prosperity. There's that. Okay, let's look for an image. Let's do this one. Prayer for abundance, financial breakthrough. Lord, my refuge, I have been searching for ways to become a better steward of your gifts. I am constantly looking for ways to invest and create a return on my money, yet I have not been as successful as I would like. I ask that you help me to arrive at a financial breakthrough. Help me to discover the ways of being a good steward. Let me make sound and wise decisions based not on emotion, but solid principles and keeping with your commands. Amen. I wanted to look at the second part, the one that was in front. After this, that's it. Prayer for prosperity. My Lord Father, thank you. Thank you for all you have given us, Lord. Because of you, we have a home here. We have an atmosphere that protects us, building that house us, flourishes us, and you, Lord, who loves and guides us for all of this and innumerable more. Father, thank you. Please allow us to keep these blessings for the rest of our lives. Amen. I think that's pretty good, especially with what's going on in LA, with the fire and all of that. Even though I didn't talk too much about it in this video. But past videos, we focus on what happened in LA. Okay? So, that is it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. All right, so that's it. Thank you for watching.